What's up? It's Joe of SNKD Unreleased. Just here to give everyone a little bit of news. Firstly, for those who didn't already hear the bad news, the announcement I was supposed to make on the 28th of February of this year, I couldn't make because of, well, the fact that it didn't happen. What the announcement was supposed to be was the release of the song Icy Hatred. But it turns out that we couldn't finish the song in time, so we're actually still working on that. We had to do a few rewrites, and we've been kind of shifting around, trying to set up a day and a time that we can get together and do the rehearsal, recording, stuff like that. And so we're still trying to set that up. So we have 1 to 2 days per week to get together, write, record, and spend in the studio. So it's kind of difficult to do that because we've all got different schedules. Of course, I'm open all the time, so I never have to worry about scheduling problems. I don't have anything to really work around. Plus, since the studio's at my house, I can record anytime I want. I can write anytime I want, and so I never really have to worry that much. But they've got other things going on, which I understand, I respect, and so anyways, what I was supposed to do was take you guys basically behind the studio of a few songs, which I actually will be doing. I need to go grab one thing now. The big binder of SNKD. This literally has every song I've ever written in it, and then some. So I need to grab the lyric sheet, which of course I didn't write down the date that I wrote it. Oh, that was fucking stupid. I've got 5 songs in here that I didn't write down the date. So I have no way of remembering exactly when I wrote it, but I believe I wrote it in 2009. May have wrote it in 2010. So anyways, yeah. Into the Destination Gates. The live version, which I will post a link to right here. The live version was a bit of a stretch, really. It actually extends a lot longer than the studio version, which is intentional. I wanted to add some extra stuff into it, and I added an extra solo at the end, which during rehearsal I added as well, which that was tough to memorize, the second solo. I did make a few mistakes in both solos during the performance, but that's because I wasn't paying much attention. I started getting distracted while I was up on stage, and I can't be doing that. So anyways, I worked really hard on rehearsal for the song. It was the only song I played day in, day out. I worked hard on it. I put my earplugs in. I, just force myself to do that song. I wouldn't do guitar covers, I wouldn't do bass covers or anything like that, which I didn't have a bass to do bass covers, but you know what I mean. Like, I wouldn't go off and do a cover. So the inspiration behind the second solo, the outro solo, comes from a J-pop song called Super Love Songs. You may know it from the anime Mermaid Melody. It's one of the insert songs. So, basically, I listened to the solo for that song, and at the end of the solo, the notes that they're hitting, I tried to mimic that as best I could. Not the exact same notes, but mimic the way they were playing that. And so you'll hear in the song, if you listen to them side by side, the solo for Super Love Songs and the solo and the outro solo for my song, then you'll definitely notice the similarities and also a few of the differences. The differences really being the notes that are being played. So that's the inspiration behind that song, which I also have listed on our Facebook page. You can go here, the annotation right here, just copy and paste it into your web browser, go to my notes. If you're not my friend, you can't view them. Just like if you're not my friend, you can't comment on any videos without needing approval. Actually, I take that back. I need approval on all comments on here. I don't know if it's this channel that I need all comments approved on my personal channel. On this channel here, I'll post it like right here so it's not in the way of the Into Destination Gates video right there. So, anyways, that being said, yeah, if you're not my friend on Facebook, you can't view my notes. That's something I do for security reasons. Anyways, there was another song which I listed in the note, which is When It All Ends. The original inspiration behind the song wasn't a vocal idea like most of my songs begin. It was actually a guitar instrumental, which was supposed to be transformed into a full-length, all instruments, straight out instrumental track. It wasn't meant to really reflect anything. It wasn't meant to have a message behind it. It was just meant to be something to remember the album by. Like, if I wanted one song to stick in your head, it's that one. I want that song to be something you remember. But then I was like, you know what? The song just feels unfinished without lyrics. Most of my instrumentals that I know are going to be instrumentals, I don't feel that way about. I'm like, okay, it's finished, you know, all we have to do is add the other instruments, that's the instrumental. But no, with that particular song, I didn't feel right leaving it unfinished. And the way it was just felt way too unfinished. So I took the song and I wrote off the general idea of something ending, which I think I've got the lyrics in here. Yeah, right here. The chorus says, and I'm going to be giving away a huge secret right now, so be ready. The chorus says, and when it all ends, nothing left but sorrow, because when it all ends, it's been forgotten. Now, there's more to it than that in the chorus, but that's the main lines that I'm that are getting the message across. And the message there is basically the regrets that you feel just because, like, say, for instance, you and your brother, your sister get into a fight. And if you're an only child, say you and your parents get into a fight, or you and one of your friends get into a fight. They might forget about it, but you feel that regret. You know, you regret having done that. So you're feeling the sorrow, even though they've forgotten what you've done. And that's the message in the song. Is it's saying, you know, it's that sorrow. It's always going to be there. You know, that regret is going to eat away at you, no matter how hard you try to get rid of it. You can apologize daily, 5 times daily, and it's not going to get rid of that regret that you're feeling. And I know each and every one of you watching this video right now are probably feeling some kind of regret, remorse for something in your past. And this song is definitely something that once it's finished would be a great song to listen to help you feel less remorse about anything in your past. Nothing should have to haunt you forever the way things have haunted me and the other members of the band before. And for instance, a few years ago back at school, me and Shane, the bass player for the band, we were in study hall and we got into this huge argument. I still feel remorse about that, you know. I still fucking regret ever having started that fight with him because, you know, that was something that was irresponsible and just fucking stupid. It was childish of me to do. And I'm still feeling regret for that, you know, starting a fight like that with your best friend. And at the time, he was like my only friend. This was back before I met Chris. So, yeah, I mean, I still feel regret for that. That was the 7th grade, and I'm still feeling regret for that. And we're both, well, he's a senior in high school, and I actually would have graduated if I stayed in school. So, yeah, I mean, we're both like, you could basically just say that we're both seniors in high school. You know, 7th grade until now, that's, what, 4 or 5 years? Yeah, that's something that's going to stick with me forever. I can honestly say, it's going to stick with me forever. Anyways, so with that being taken care of, if you follow the band on Twitter, which basically I'm the only one that really updates to Twitter, they're not, Chris and Shane really aren't big fans of Twitter. So, anyways, you'll know that we've been working on, or rather that I've been working on 2 new demos that have both, up until last night, been untitled. Well, last night I finally got titles for both tracks. The first track that remained untitled is called Kind of Heart. And there's 2 different meanings you could get from this. Kind of heart basically meaning like the person is kind of heart, they're a very nice person. But what I'm talking about is a type of heart, you know, a different kind of heart than, you know, what we have pumping our blood, basically is what it's talking about. And the other song is called Messenger from Hell, which at this point doesn't have lyrics yet. I haven't gotten around to doing that yet. So, anyways, thanks for watching. I know this video's up like a couple hours early, but whatever. See ya.